Welcome back to another Sunday brunch. Before we get started, let me talk about the lens or the camera I'm shooting on today. It is my iMac M4. So I'm shooting on my iMac's webcam. I know it looks weird, but I've been using it for the last few weeks, just, with my Zoom calls, with, things I do in my daily life. And I figure I would just shoot here today because I wanted to just show you guys some things on the interweb. So we're going to get to it. So what are we talking about today? We're going to talk about NAMM. What was popping off at NAMM? What was happening at NAMM? NAMM is over. And yeah, so let's get right into it. So we know one thing for sure. The Rane System One took over. This was it. This was the bee's knees. This was the thing in terms of DJ gear. This was the thing that sort of like just blew up. It just totally blew up. And, when this thing dropped, Mojax had a video. He had a video on like blast, like boom, as soon like the 19th, he had a video. And it was very comprehensive. This is a really cool DJ controller. Before I even get into this DJ controller, let me just tell you this here, a little story. So I went to my local guitar center to see if they had the Rane 1 Mark II, and they did. So I was able to just check it out, touch it, feel it, the whole nine. I wasn't able to play it because there was this guy there. When I walked into the guitar center, there was just a lot of music, right? Lots of music. Very loud music, weird music too, nothing that I'm familiar with, right? And it was, pretty big guy sitting in a wheelchair. And this guy, he came with his laptop, he came with his microphone, and he had all this stuff connected to a Flex 10. And the Rane 1 Mark II was right next to it, right? So I really couldn't play it because this guy was like, you really couldn't say anything, right? For reasons, right? And so I was like, I was able to touch it though, right? I was able to touch it and feel it. The actual frame of it, right? It's metal. It's everything feels great. But the knobs and the faders, it kind of like cheap. You know what I'm saying, right? And then as I was just playing around with the motorized platters, right? I was just like, hey, you know what? This is for a scratch DJ. This isn't for me. I mean, even if I'm doing my open format stuff, this isn't for me. I think if I'm gonna use something like that, then I would just use my turntables. So yeah. So let's get back to the System One. So again, this thing is very cool. It looks, one thing I have to say, and I think I've said this before, right? A lot of people are new to Rane. I'm not new to Rane. I've been using Rane products for decades, right? Even before a music brand acquired them, right? Or in music brands, right? Before they acquired them. Again, like I said this before, you had two types of mixers in big clubs. You had Bozaks or you had Rane mixers, and that was it. So, Rane was always known for build quality, built like a tank, sound quality, the whole nine. And, just me going to the Guitar Center and playing around, not with the sound, but just touching and everything with the Rane 1 Mark II, that was pretty cool. And I know this one is also built like a tank. It has engine DJ in it. So it's a standalone joint too. That's the other thing, it's standalone, right? Oops, let me go here. It has a screen, the whole nine. Serato support is coming down the line. I'm quite sure that Virtual DJ and also DJ Pro support is coming down the pike as well. So this basically stole the show in terms of DJ, right? What else is popping off in terms of DJ? Oh, let me just show you something really quickly here. So Hercules came out with a new DJ controller. But, when I go to the website, this is what it is, right? It's just like you just have these two turntables or something that looks like two turntables, and that's it. And I'm just like, wow, so you can't even see what the joint looks like, although there were pictures, people were touching it and everything at NAMM, right? I didn't go to NAMM this year. I only went to NAMM. I've been to NAMM once. And I don't know if I would go back. I don't like the hotel situations in Anaheim. It's just, feels like, everyone's going to be sleeping in like an old school, like race car with like, a very not so comfortable mattress, you know. So yeah, I'm not feeling that, right? But yeah, so this is Hercules. They came out with this DJ Control T10, and people were playing with it. They were like, hey, you know what? It feels light, you know, the whole nine. You know, here's a picture of it right here. And presumably it's going to retail for about like $1,500, $1,600. I don't know. You know, these the platters are motorized, belt driven. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, you know, we'll see. You know, it's a Hercules, you know. So yeah, but again, I mean, why can't we just see a picture of it on your website? You're basically saying here, hey, give me your email address. So they're gobbling up email addresses, and then they're just gonna start slamming you with emails. If you have an Apple, if you're an Apple user and you have Apple One, just use one of your Hide My Email accounts, and boom, you're good to go. What else actually debuted at NAMM? Okay, so we have two devices from AlphaTheta, which is a little interesting because, you know, AlphaTheta generally, Pioneer DJ AlphaTheta, they generally release products like, it seemed like they were releasing products before or after Apple's event, like in October. But they have, you know, two newer products here. They have the DJM-V5. This is, I guess, the baby brother of the V10. And they also have the RMX Ignite. This came out like slightly before NAMM. The RMX Ignite is like a effects controller. So basically you plug it up to any of your, you know, sort of DJ setup. The DJM-V5, I mean, again, this is not a V10, it's a V5. So it has, you know, basically 3 channels, but it doesn't have a crossfader either, right? And I'm just like, okay, this would have been the perfect opportunity for AlphaTheta to say, hey, you know what? We are going to give you a V5, but it's going to be rotary. Why even have like faders without like a crossfader? So why have line faders without a crossfader? I don't know. Would I buy this mixer? No, I wouldn't buy that mixer because I don't know. It just looks a little goofy to me. You know, it's just like give us a V5 with some rotary knobs. You know, if you're not going to give us a crossfader. I think that moving forward, if mixers do not have crossfaders, they should be rotary mixers. So there you have it. What else are we doing here? Something else. Okay, so Reloop is back in the game here, right? Let me just go here. So here we go. So Reloop came out with the RP5000 MK4, and but they didn't come out with an RP7000 MK3. So who is this turntable for? You know, because they're saying like it has more torque. People were saying that, you know, it actually has like a very plastic, you know, construction to it. It is direct drive, you know, so that's okay. You know, something else they came out with is the PTB2 mixer. This is a Bluetooth interface as well, right? This thing is super small. Look how small it is, right? I mean, that's how small this mixer is. And you can even throw it between these two spin turntables as well, right? So you have that. So wow, look how small this thing is. So see, that's what I'm saying, right? So when you have gear, when these companies create gear, they're like, hey, you know what? We're gonna create this gear. Like Reloop has like this spin turntable. They have like this PTB2 DJ mixer, this new DJ mixer. And you know, I always say this and I always ask this question, you know, like, who is this for? I mean, again, look how small this mixer is in between the RP7s. This joint is small. It's portable. You can take it with you. You can throw it in a bag, the whole nine. I mean, oh, and the other thing is it only has highs and lows. It doesn't have mids. Like, so again, who is this for? Who is this mixer for? I don't know. They came out with something else too. Let me just go here. If I go here, and then I go over here. They came out with a interface for Serato DJ. So I think the other thing that kind of stole the show was as a DJ producer, the MPC XL, this thing right here, this is, I mean, this is crazy right here. People are just like, people are going nuts over this joint because it's an MPC. It's very large. You know, it's not a machine or machina, whatever it is. They didn't come, that's the other thing, Traktor, then I'm gonna talk about Traktor in a minute, Native Instruments. But yeah, this is, I think this and the System One, these are the biggest sort of products that came out in the DJ producer space during NAMM. And yeah, so this thing is almost $3,000. But if you're an MPC head, you know what it is. You know, it's, you know what it is. What I was really hoping for, I was actually, I've been, you know, thinking about like just how am I going to set up my modular DJ setup, right? So I wasn't going to purchase anything yet because I wanted to see what would Native Instruments come out with, if anything, right? So I'm like, well, I'm not going to get anything yet. I want to see if Native Instruments come out with anything for Traktor when it comes to, you know, during NAMM, and they did not. It would have been a perfect opportunity to like just come out with something, blow everyone's mind. Nothing, nothing at all. And you know, here's the other thing, right? Again, I may talk smack on I may talk smack on Native Instruments Traktor, but this is, I already made the decision. I was like, if a S4 replacement is released, I'm getting it. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't matter. I'm getting it. It doesn't matter. I'm getting it, right? So I was just like, I'm gonna get it. So I was waiting for that. And really, if they had come out with anything that had to do with DJ gear, and if it were like 4 or 5 items, I was gonna get 4 or 5 items. Whatever they came out with, I was ready to purchase. So I didn't purchase anything. I was like, well, I'm not gonna get anything because I wanna see what Native Instruments does with Traktor, right? So I'm like really waiting for the S4 replacement. We'll see what else they come out with, but when they do come out with an S4 replacement, I'm getting it because I know what it's going to be. Remember, I had the S4, I'm sorry, the S8 about it a year ago and was using that thing for a year. I bought it, you know, used and was using it, and it worked perfectly fine. It was almost like it was a brand new device. So we know about the build quality when it comes to Traktor products, Native Instruments hardware, you know, so yeah, whatever Native Instruments Traktor comes out with, definitely the S4 replacement, hopefully some really cool, sexy stem control stuff, maybe a different version of the D2. I've spoken about this before, but I'm going to get it because I want some Native Instruments Traktor gear. Don't even get it twisted. Some new stuff too. I don't want any old stuff. I'm recording this on a Saturday because we have this storm coming in, this huge snowstorm. Again, I'm in the DC area, so, you know, the power may go out. So everyone's just going nuts. So I went to the grocery store the other day. It was like nothing on the shelves, really. I was looking for maple syrup. There was 3 bottles of maple syrup on the aisles in a huge section of syrup, right? I went to Costco and I was just like, oh, I can, you know, I have this executive card. I can get in like between 9 and 10 while others wait outside, right? Nope. So, so the supermarket's over here. I can just walk right across the Costco. It was like 300-400 people outside. So I was just like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. And they were like, no, 10 people at a time. I was like, but what are you talking about? It's not even 10 o'clock yet. They were like, we're not doing that today. So, wow, they were just like, generally they would just let a whole bunch of people in and they didn't do that. So, so yeah, people are buying up every single thing, water, dry beans. You know, I was looking for pinto beans, dry beans. It's crazy. You know, milk, forget about it. Milk, eggs. Oh, you know, I was just walking down the meat aisle, no chicken, no beef. They would always have lamb, no lamb. They would always have bison, no bison, nothing. It's so weird because when I went into the supermarket, it was just like, it felt like it was apocalyptic. It was just like nothing on the shelves. And that's how people react where I live, in the area I live in. You know, when there's something crazy going on, they go to the store and they bubble up. They buy like 18 big Costco packs of toilet paper. They buy like a whole bunch of OJ, everything else. It's crazy. So I had to I was like, well, you know what? Let me see. I do want some, I was looking for some peppers and things like that. I was, we were gonna just make just some comfort foods, we're gonna be locked in. So we're gonna be locked inside for a few days. Well, anyway, I just wanted to pop on here before the storm comes in and we will see what's up. Again, not much in terms of DJ stuff at NAMM. System One sort of stole the show when it comes to beat making. The Akai MPC XL stole the show. So that's really it. And, Reloop, Hercules, and AlphaTheta also came out with some stuff. But Native Instruments did not come out with anything, not on the DJ side anyway. So that's kind of disappointing. But once they do, I'm getting it. The new S4 replacement, I'm getting it. Forget about it. Well, there you have it. Until next time, peace.